This is IGN. Just 7 PlayStation games have sold more than 100,000 physical copies in the US so far this year. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, Amazon has announced a streaming release date for Masters of the Universe. The live-action reboot will be available to Prime Video subscribers starting today, July 22nd, 2026. The move to streaming comes less than 2 months after Sony Pictures and Amazon MGM's He-Man adaptation was released in theaters. At the time of recording, the movie has grossed $113 million globally, just over half of its reported budget of around $200 million. While it may not have exploded at the box office, we still had lots of praise for the reboot based on Mattel's toy line. In our 8 out of 10 review for IGN, we praised Masters as a film that appreciates the source material, silly names and all, and proves the best way to add to a 50-year-old franchise that's about toys as much as anything else is to not take it too seriously. And Activision and Infinity Ward have confirmed dates for the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 beta tests across PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox devices. The team behind this year's first-person shooter installment revealed its playtest plans with a blog post on their website. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 players who pre-ordered on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S can dive in first when beta early access runs from August 21st to 25th, with Nintendo Switch 2 joining the mix when the open beta takes place between August 28th and September 1st. It's all set to truly kick off immediately after the Call of Duty Next presentation comes to an end August 21st. For all the latest movie and game release date news, stay glued to IGN.com. Amid backlash to Sony's decision to end production of discs for new PlayStation games from 2028, data for game sales in the US show the dominance of digital in stark terms. On July 1st, Sony shocked the video game world when it confirmed plans to discontinue physical disc production for new PlayStation games from the start of 2028. Since the announcement, gamers have called on Sony to U-turn on its decision, signing online petitions and swarming over PlayStation social media posts to express concern about video game preservation and ownership, even overshadowing the release of new games that have nothing to do with what's going on at Sony. But through it all, analysts have insisted that there is zero chance that Sony will change its mind. And while there is plenty of debate about the motivation behind Sony's decision, one analyst has laid out the stats that may underpin it. In a social media post, Matt Piscatella, senior director and video game industry advisor at Circana, confirmed that just 7 PlayStation video games sold more than 100,000 physical units so far this year. Only 2 PlayStation video games sold more than 10,000 physical units in the US during the week ending July 11th. It's a shockingly low volume of physical PlayStation game sales that hammers home the point that digital overwhelmingly dominates the market. But it's worth pointing out that this is US data only and does not include sales information from other markets such as Europe. The UK's Digital Entertainment and Retail Association, or ERA, for example, called Sony's decision a triumph of corporate convenience over consumer choice. In a statement published online, Kim Bailey, CEO of ERA, said its data shows that 25% of under 25s use discs for gaming, and that discs should remain as a choice on top of digital, though it still remains unlikely that Sony will U-turn on this, analysts have told IGN. Dr. Serkan Toto, CEO of Japanese game industry consultancy firm Kantan Games, suggested that even if 500,000 people canceled their PlayStation Plus subscription in protest, it would be just a drop in the ocean for Sony. Sony has over 120 million active PlayStation users, he continued. Around 50 million people subscribe to PlayStation Plus. As a thought experiment, let's say 500,000 cancel in protest. That would be just 1% of that business gone. Of course, not enough for Sony to start rethinking. Digital is just too lucrative. For Sony, going all digital for new game releases will earn it more money from every sale at a time when console sales are expected to plummet due to their rising cost. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson. And if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
SpokenLayer.